Welcome back to computer science. All right, guys. Let's recall what we did first yesterday. We finished the functions, user-defined functions section. We talked about parameters versus arguments. Parameters, from my understanding, is basically the variable. It's within the parentheses. It's within the function definition, and then you provide arguments within the function call, and the arguments. What the argument evaluates to is what the parameter then gets assigned to that object or item. And yeah. A function can have no parameters, but it still needs those parentheses in the definition and within the calls. Can have multiple parameters, and if it does, they're separated by commas, and you need to be, need to have multiple arguments per call in that same order, separated by commas, and hierarchical function calls. This is nested function calls. So a function call within the statement or function body of another function. Function within a function. Parameters. Yeah, the parameter is like an assignment statement almost. So you can't have an expression. It's got to be like a variable name. That's pretty much it. So that's everything. Parameters like a parameter function input specified. Function input specified in the function definition. Function input, okay. They're both function inputs. Yeah. All right, so now we're done with lecture 17. Parameter is a function input defined within the function definition, and an argument is a function input that is basically it's given in the function call. So that was lecture 17. That was what was due on Sunday, I believe, or tomorrow. It's Saturday, so basically what I'm saying is we're pretty ahead of schedule now. We've already reviewed quiz 1, what I missed. We could check if quiz 2 is in. Finished that lab project. That was not even graded essentially, but I just wanted to finish it and see if I could do it. Oh, we're not done with lecture 17 actually. We have like one more problem now that I remember. Yeah, one more problem, and then we're gonna, I guess, move into lecture 18, which is due Tuesday. Yeah, okay, that's a good move because there's 5 different units within that. So let's check if my quiz grade's in though. There's a grade. Isa. Nope, not in. Whew. All right. I'm gonna go work on finishing lecture 17 then, and then work on lecture 18. Lecture 18 is Introduction to Writing Functions. So we're just getting an overview of functions. Now we're going to be writing them. So talk to you in a bit. Lecture 17, Overview of Functions, complete. Lecture 18 is Writing Functions, and the first unit's on modules. So first of all, a script. A script is a file that contains Python that is passed to the interpreter as an input directly. A module, on the other hand, is also a file containing Python. However, it is not passed directly to the interpreter. It's passed to another script or module. And the way this is done is the other script or module uses the import function. And when something is imported into a Python program, when it's being interpreted, that whole module is executed immediately. And the objects within the module can be accessed using dot notation. Using multiple modules allows the managing a large project a lot easier. So managing it a lot easier with multiple modules. Right, and then underscore underscore name underscore underscore is this value that can be used to determine if a module if a file is a script or if it's a module. So if underscore underscore name underscore underscore is equal to underscore underscore main underscore underscore, then it is a script. If it's not, then it's not a script. And so you can use that, such as like if name is main, then do this. If not, then don't execute this. So that's a use case for it. Right, Python standard library is a pre-installed set of modules. Okay, a script file containing Python that is passed as input to the interpreter. Good. Module file containing Python that can be used by other modules such scripts. Good. When a module is imported, it is immediately executed. Boom. Made available using the import statement. Good. Underscore underscore name is a special name. So I said, what did I say? A value is a special name used to determine if a file was executed as a script or module. Standard library, multiple modules, any object defined in the module can be accessed using dot notation. So that's it for lecture 18 so far, or right now I should say. There's a lot more left in it, lecture 18 and this unit. So I'll be back later to continue learning more. It's the last day of the week, so I only have I'll have a shortened session for next session, but I'll talk to you in a bit. So yeah. All right, welcome back to computer science. Earlier we were learning about modules, scripts, importing, name, and Python library, standard library. So what I'm going to continue doing is going through this unit and maybe into the next one, and then call it a week. So I think this is the end of week 9, crazy enough. So yeah, talk to you in a bit. All right, so we finished that unit on modules. It's called module overview. Next, we're talking about print functions. So print functions are referring to not the print function. Print functions, they're referring to user-defined functions that just basically do printing and don't actually return a value. This can basically clean up the main program, avoid errors, make it easier to read, just clean it up, avoid errors, simplify it, and also if you need to use this print statement, complex print statement multiple times, that's great also for that. It's also a term we learned is void statement. Void function. Void function is a function that returns no value. It returns the value none, or the statement none. Returns the value none. Void function, right? Yep, a function with no return statement. Print functions can reduce clutter in the main program. A function that only prints typically doesn't return a value. Okay. So yeah, print function, complex print function doesn't typically return a value. So that's it for now, or for today, and the end of week 9. Talk to you tomorrow in week 10. See ya.